What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are. If we're looking at this thing right now, we're at about a 1.5353 cent price. I'm sure people are getting bored. I'm seeing comments, and it's okay if you are. It's okay if you are, but I'm seeing comments of people who are actually considering trading their XCN for cryptos that are in the top 10. And there is value to that. Let's before I dog on that, let's just actually address the real facts here. There is value in investing in the top 10. It's a much safer means of investing. You don't have in the top 10 over a month period of time. You don't have moves that take you down 72.6%. But also in the top 10, you don't have periods of time where in a 2-week span you move up a whole 20x. Okay, that doesn't happen in the top 10. I know that moving down like this can be discouraging. I know that moving sideways day after day can be boring. But whenever it comes time for this thing to be exciting, you guys, make no mistake, XCN is going to outperform not just the top 10, but the average crypto across the space. It's coming in a matter of days, weeks, certainly by the end of this month, if not going into the end of April, that we will be well above this high here of about 5 cents. Okay, make no mistake, you guys, it's coming. It's certainly coming. If we look at this from a high here to an overall low there, we are right now rejecting the 236, finding support at the 069. Generally speaking, you never, not never, I shouldn't say that. You generally, like 90% of the time or more, you do not go lower than the low that you reach after hitting the 236. Let me try and say that another way. From a high to a low on the fib basis, if you interact with the 236, you're likely, before you go lower than the low that you've established, to interact with the 382 before going lower. That doesn't mean you have to. Generally speaking, just means generally speaking, 90% of the time. But there is that 1 in 10, maybe even 1 in 20 chance that you can go lower. And XCN has done anything but validate that this is the low. I do think it is the low. I don't think that we'll go lower, but we've been here before, haven't we? If we were to go lower than this low here, the expectation would be something of about, let's see, from a low to a high, something around about 1.23 cents to maybe just above or just below 1 cent, okay? Hold on, guys. Okay. So, if we were to go lower, that's the worst of it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't think we go down here. I'm not going to be like, I told you, I called it 1.23. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not me. But if it happens, I'm not going to panic sell. I am telling you this. I will be like, I told you this. I told you not to panic sell down here. This is a opportunity, if anything. It's a good area to buy, if anything. Just like right now is a great opportunity to buy. What I've done every single time that I've been proven wrong on where the low is, which, you know, from this low, I thought that was the low. So once we got below there, I bought more XCN. I thought that this low was the low, and once we got below there, I bought more XCN. Okay, I even bought some on this move up. I didn't buy the high. I bought it like 1.65 cents, or maybe it was 1.55 cents. I can't remember. But I've got some cash on the side that I'm looking to invest back into the markets. And I've got my eyes on a couple projects. It's taken a lot of restraint, but I am kind of holding out for XCN because if it does go below here, I'm not going to panic sell. I'm going to panic buy. It's time to buy. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Anytime, and in fact, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you do things, if you're like me and you try to time the bottom and you get it wrong sometimes, right? It might be good to have cash on the side for when you are wrong. You can make the most out of that opportunity. You can buy at the most ideal moments, right? But you know, that's a discussion for another time. We're here at 1.53 cents now. If we look at this high and we look at this low, I would expect fully that by the end of this week, we are not just back up at these highs, but likely above them, above 2.2 cents, and making our way up toward this 3 to 3.3 cent area. Okay, and it might not be by the end of this week that we're up at 3 to 3.3 cents, but I think going into next week, going into the week after, sometime very soon, by the end of this month, probably by the 20th of this month, that we would be at least here. We're at 1.5 cents now. Okay, a lot of these coins in the top 100. Sorry, the top 100, top 10, they're lucky to move up 100% in a month. Okay, they're lucky to do that. And there are projections for a lot of them to do that exact thing. But I'm talking about 100% move from here for XCN. That's going to take place in about 2 weeks. Okay, that's half the time. So is it a good time to sell XCN for coins that are in the top 10? If you can't stomach the downside, if it's messing with you and it makes you want to panic sell or anything like that, you can't stomach it. If the volatility is too much for you, it might be the smart decision because it's a safer play. But it's not the smarter decision. And this is a philosophy that I have, right? There's a difference in the crypto space between the smart investment and the safe investment. And a lot of people hear that. A lot of Bitcoin maximalists hear that, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" The safest investment is the smartest investment. That's not true, right? Because if I invest in Bitcoin, it's a smart decision. If I only invest in Bitcoin, it's a smart decision. It's a very safe decision too, which adds to the level of smartness. Or smartness isn't a word, but intellect, whatever. The level of intelligence of just investing in Bitcoin, however you would phrase that. But make no mistake, if I invested in Bitcoin and from here on out all I got was a 5x return, as safe of a quote unquote guarantee as that would be, that I would get some form of return, if not a 5x, at least something that's on the lines of like a 2x or more, right? Hold on, guys, my throat is messed up. Oh my God, that was loud. I'm sorry. I'm trying to paint this story, and I keep getting interrupted by my damn throat here. It's because I have asthma. It's what it is. It's getting better. It's actually getting a lot better, but the mornings are just rough. But are you the smartest person for investing in the safest asset, or are you the smartest person for investing in the one that makes you the most money? You might be riskier. It might be riskier. It's not as safe if you're in assets that have the most reward potential. But if you walk away, the difference between being a dummy or someone who's brilliant with a situation like that is, do you walk away with money or do you walk away losing money, right? And that's the key. It's all about taking profits. It's about looking for opportunity where it presents itself and taking profits at opportunities where they present themselves to. That's what derives like what the smart move is. So when people ask what's the smartest, what's the best decision, I don't know. That's a personal question, right? I can't answer that for you. I'm not a financial advisor. But to me, the smart move is looking for opportunity, looking for something that's going to outperform Bitcoin and the average crypto, which XCN, in my opinion, that's a no-brainer, man. It absolutely is going to. We're at 1.52 cents right now, looking to be at 3 cents to 3.1 cents, if not by the end of this week, which I'm having a hard time believing that we are there by the end of this week, but sometime next week is what I would expect. That's pretty good, man. Again, most coins in the top 10, most coins even in the top 20 would be lucky to see that same kind of growth over this whole month of March, let alone over the next 2 weeks. By the end of March, we're expecting that XCN is either going to be around 5 cents, above 4 cents, 4.2 cents, or right around 5 cents, if not above it, right? Going into April, we're looking for targets that are anywhere from 11 cents to 26 cents. Likely we stop somewhere right in the middle at 15.5 to 18 cents, okay? XRP, Cardano, XLM, Bitcoin, I can promise you one thing, they're likely not going to do a 10x in the next 2 months. I'm not saying XCN likely does that, but this is what I'm expecting. In my head, it's likely, but I being real with my own bias aside, the likely target, I suppose the most likely target to count on would be this, which is about a 7x. And again, the top 10 cryptos by the end of April, they would be lucky to get that kind of growth, right? And they still might, but if the top 10 cryptos are doing this and XCN's doing this at like a minimum, I still think that this is the smarter play. Is it more risky? Absolutely. A lot of the top 10 cryptos, a lot of the top 20, top 50 cryptos, they look like they're not going lower anymore. XCN has not validated its low yet, right? It still could go lower. It could go dramatically lower from here. We're at 1.5 cents. It could drop 50% from here, 30% from here. It's very possible. I don't think it will. I'm only saying that because it is possible and I accept the reality of it. But I do think that we're moving up higher. If we look at the daily RSI, we have a nice little downtrend here. We've had all the reasons, all the opportunities to go into the oversold zone, and we just haven't done it. Anytime you get this, it normally results in the opposite happening. If you're expected to do something, it's like, why aren't you getting overbought? You're going to dump. You're going to dump really hard. We're doing that now, but on the oversold area. We look at the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we're firmly entrenched in an uptrend. In the 4-hour, we're actually at an area where it would make sense to bounce. Maybe not by the end of today. Maybe by the end of today. I don't know. We probably got what 2 4-hour candles left in the end of this. Yeah, we got 2 left. Maybe we're bouncing from here, moving up by the end of today. But 2 more candles, we could move down a little bit more. You don't have to bounce right here. You can move down a little bit more. It's not the prettiest looking trend, right? But still higher lows overall. Staying above the 40, getting overbought and bouncing off the 40 is anything but a bad thing, my friends. But what I will say is bouncing off the 40 and rejecting the 50 is not necessarily a good thing. So if we do go below the 40, likely we would return to the oversold zone. And that would probably result in a move that takes us back down to about 1.4 to 1.35 cents, if not lower. Okay, so prepare yourselves for that if it happens. I'm not calling for that to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility. If we look at this low to high here, we found support at the 786, 886 area. Generally speaking, this results in a movement that would take you up to the 382.5 area, right? I swear, I remembered it being, didn't you bounce right off the 786? Was it on Coinbase that you bounced right off the 786? Maybe that's what it is. No, you went below it? Okay. Okay. I swear I remember it was like right off the 786, not below it like that. But whatever. Whatever. Okay, so getting toward the 886 area. Hold on. It actually makes sense that you would find resistance in the 0.5 to 382. But coming back below the golden ratio like this is rather encouraging to the notion that you could go back to the 886 at 1.4 cents or even, dare I say, lower prices. Okay, this is why I'm holding out cash for the other end of this. I fully expect that in this zone here where Justin Sun bought, we call this the land of the sun. Whether you like Justin Sun or not, I don't care. Like I'm not like that don't matter. That doesn't matter. Your opinions about somebody does not matter other than the facts, right? The fact is he is a multi-billionaire. He incorporated himself and his whole board on Huobi or HTX, whatever the exchanges that they have now. Justin Sun owns multiple crypto exchanges, by the way. This guy invested in OnyxCoin here. The price is not going to go below it. You've got institutions in crypto buying at these levels. You've got institutions outside of crypto buying at these levels. You've got Justin Sun and his cronies, very high level individuals with finances buying at these levels. It's not going to go below there. They are the floor. They're holding it up. So we're very near the floor. If we go lower, we can buy where they bought in the land of the sun. That'd be great. That'd be a shining example of brilliance, right? If we get there. But again, I'm still not calling for that. I don't expect that to happen. The 4 hours bullish, at least as of now, it looks bullish. The 1 hour is turning a little bit of an ugly turn right here, but the 1 hour is not as significant as the daily or the 4 hour. There's still a lot of potential that we can maybe go a little bit lower from here, but maybe not go lower than this low. I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower than we are now, but lower than this low, lower than these lows, I'm not entirely convinced of it right now. Inevitably, I just want to cut to the chase and tell you guys that I'm expecting we move up. Whether we move up now, whether we go lower or move up, we're still going to the same places and beyond, right? We're gonna go to there and beyond. It's just, is it gonna happen now? Is it gonna take more time? Whatever. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if anybody's wondering, is it a good time to buy right now? I bought literally around these levels. I literally bought around these levels, okay? I'm not buying more, but I did buy around these levels. And there's nothing wrong with DCAing. If you want to buy, maybe there's nothing wrong with buying a little bit now, waiting and seeing what the price does. Maybe if it goes up and we close a day above about 1.8 cents there, we get a higher daily close. Maybe you can just panic buy and dump it all in there because guess what? Even at 1.8 cents from a high to a low, you're still right there at the 236, which is a very ideal area to buy on a fib perspective. And inevitably, we're on a path, guys, that's going to take us to new highs relative to this and probably new highs relative to this thing's overall existence, right? I fully expect that we will be above 15.5 cents by the end of this move. I fully expect that we could see prices as high as 26 cents and maybe even beyond that, okay, by the end of this move. When's the end of this move? I don't know, man. Maybe it's at the end of March. Maybe we move up just at the same pace here. Maybe it's at the end of April. But one thing's for certain, it's likely not done now. We have more to go. This is anything but a bearish formation. I've got nothing else to say. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.